A 75-year-old man from the West Side with 2 previous murder convictions is now facing another murder charge.
He's accused of killing a man in East Garfield Park Monday. WGN's Tanya Francisco joins us now with more on this story.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like his public defender may argue that this was a case of self-defense, but prosecutors say the fact that the victim, or the suspect in this case, never called 911 to report that he thought he was being carjacked only adds to his guilt. Now he is charged with first-degree murder. Skycam 9 was over Bernard Berry's West Side home Monday as a SWAT team closed in. You can see the 75-year-old on the porch unraveling what looks to be a tube for an oxygen tank. Later, you see Berry sitting on the steps moments before he's arrested. Overkill for a 75-year-old? Turns out the septuagenarian has a lengthy criminal history, including previous convictions for murder.
That's one rough old looking dude. But he's alive. And you better not mess with him. You guys say I don't do a lot of good stories, even though that's not true. And it's not you guys, just trolls and whatnot. And nobody on YouTube does good stories. But this is a heartwarming, feel-good story here. This old senior citizen refused to be a victim of a carjacker. This is a feel-good story. Be careful who you carjack. I know these BMs, as we're going to call them, BMs, love to prey on the weak and the defenseless and the vulnerable. Even though they'll kill anybody. But they prefer women, elderly, handicapped, children. Unarmed. Not paying attention. But this brother refused to be a victim. And this is a feel-good story.
Bernard Berry's West Side home Monday as a SWAT team closed in. You can see the 75-year-old on the porch unraveling what looks to be a tube for an oxygen tank. Later, you see Berry sitting on the steps moments before he's arrested. Overkill for a 75-year-old? Turns out the septuagenarian has a lengthy criminal history, including previous convictions for murder. During his bond court this morning, prosecutors said Berry and another man were sitting in a parked car in the East Garfield Park neighborhood Monday afternoon when the victim, 42-year-old Tyron Evans, rode up on a bike, told them to get out of the car, and swung at Berry, who in turn shot Evans in the arm. The bullet passed through, hitting him in his side. He collapsed and died on the scene. Witnesses
42 years old. At 42, you don't need to be carjacking nobody, man. You don't even need to be riding a pedal bike anyway. But it's a lot of brothers like this in the community. A lot. Preying on senior citizens. And this time, it did not work. Be careful who you mess with. I wish a lot of more senior citizens would start packing. How many videos have I done of brothers, middle-aged brothers, I mean, especially in New York, I mean, just walking around slugging senior citizens. I'm talking about boom, cold cocking them off guard and just walking off like nothing. Just think about how unlucky you gotta be to the senior citizen you roll up on to take the carjack. Is a dude who's been in the pen twice for murder, been convicted twice for murder. and other charges throughout the years. Like, this is more than an OG. This dude is a triple OG. You gotta be the unluckiest mother in the world. All these black dudes out here pushing over old people, bonking old people upside the head. And I'm not talking about robberies. I'm talking about just for fun. There are thousands of stories. Just look it up. Just type in attack on senior citizen in your Google search bar or your YouTube search bar and put the filter to 2021 or March or May. Hundreds and thousands every month. Just senior citizens just getting bonked over by brothers. And the one you picked was this dude. Damn.
During his bond court this morning, prosecutors said Barry and another man were sitting in a parked car in the East Garfield Park neighborhood Monday afternoon when the victim, 42-year-old Tyron Evans, rode up on a bike, told them to get out of the car, and swung at Barry, who in turn shot Evans in the arm. The bullet passed through, hitting him in his side. He collapsed and died on the scene. Witnesses say Barry sped off. Prosecutors say Barry gave conflicting stories after he was arrested, but admitted to ditching the gun. The prosecutor says Barry has several prior convictions, including 2 for murder, one in 1970, another in 1975, and an aggravated discharge of a firearm conviction from 2005.
I want to see how smart you guys are. How much you guys have been paying attention. Why is there a gap in his criminal record like this? And these are, the major ones. But why is there such a gap between 1975 and 2005, between his last 2 convictions? This should be very easy for you guys that, follow this channel and subscribe to this channel and watch the videos every day. This should be a very easy answer for you guys. You guys should be able to easily answer this. And those of you who've got the answer, this is why the streets were safer before criminal justice reform, before defund the police. Because a guy like this, who ain't to be messed with, was off the streets. Now this is gangster on gangster crime. This is an OG, been down for murder twice. So I'm not going to try to paint this guy like he's some hero or nothing. Even though I think what he did was a great thing. I still have the ability to, compartmentalize these things. The fact that this guy who committed 2 murders between 70 and 75 didn't commit a murder in 80, 85, 90, 95, 2000. And as soon as he got out, he had another aggravated discharge of a firearm. Now he's back on the streets, and some middle-aged 42-year-old thug looking for a sweet Vic, a soft target, carjack, ran across him of all people. Damn. I still can't get over that. Like, y'all guys know how many stories we do that, like, just senior citizens. Like, of all people, this is the senior citizen you ran up. Like, you pulled up on a bike, like, man, get out the car. Punched him in his face. Like, no idea, like, who you were punching in the face. No idea who you was telling to give you your car. Had no idea you were talking to a savage, an OS, an original savage. It got smoked and died on the scene. Like, not like was rushed to the hospital and after hours of surgery. No, he ended you on the scene. Wow.
Prosecutor says Barry has several prior convictions, including 2 for murder, one in 1970, another in 1975, and an aggravated discharge of a firearm conviction from 2005. Barry, who has chronic health issues, is suffering from asthma, high blood pressure, COPD, hypertension, emphysema, severe arthritis, and glaucoma, on top of severe mobility issues. And now, if convicted, could be looking at a natural life sentence. The judge, who expressed sympathy for Barry's age and health condition, said the law dictated that he deny him bond. Now, I reached out to the mother of Tyron Evans to get her thoughts on this case, but she has not responded. And as I mentioned at 5:30, Barry could also be facing another charge with guns and weapons violations.
Thank you, Tanya.